What's holding you back right now? Is it fear, doubt, that little voice in your head telling you to stay in your lane, to play it safe? I'm here to tell you today, forget all of that. You've been thinking too small. You've been living inside a box that you didn't even build. But it's time to break out. It's time to stop dreaming at the level you think is reasonable and start reaching for something bigger. Why? Because big dreams change everything. They pull you out of bed in the morning with purpose. They force you to grow in ways you never thought possible. And most importantly, they leave no room for the negativity that's been holding you back. When your vision is massive, there's no space for small thinking. Your dream sets the standard. The size of your dream is the blueprint for the life you'll create. Think about it. Everything in your life, your effort, your discipline, your resilience is built around the size of your vision. If your dream is small, your actions will match that. You'll put in just enough work to stay comfortable to maintain the status quo. But when your dream is big, it forces you to level up. It demands more from you, more focus, more commitment, more courage. A big dream isn't just about reaching for something extraordinary, it's about becoming someone extraordinary in the process. It's about setting a new standard for yourself. You stop settling for average, for good enough. You start striving for excellence because your vision won't accept anything less. A big dream pushes you to expand, to grow, to stretch beyond the limits you thought defined you. But here's the thing about dreaming big. It's not comfortable. It will challenge you at every turn. It will make you face your fears, your insecurities, and your doubts. And that's the point. A big dream isn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to transform you. It's like climbing a mountain. The higher you go, the harder it gets, but the view is worth every step. When your dream is big, it becomes your anchor. It gives you a reason to keep going, even when the road gets tough. It reminds you why you started in the first place. On the days when negativity creeps in, when fear whispers in your ear, your dream is the thing that silences it. It's the thing that keeps you focused on the horizon instead of the obstacles in your path. A small dream can't do that. A small dream doesn't demand your best. It doesn't inspire you to push through the hard times. It lets you settle, and settling is the enemy of greatness. But a big dream, it changes the way you think, the way you act, the way you live. It raises the bar in every area of your life. Your dream is the standard by which you live your life. It determines the kind of energy you bring to the table, the risks you're willing to take, and the challenges you're prepared to face. A big dream calls for a big mindset. It forces you to let go of the excuses, the doubts, the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. It makes you realize that playing small isn't just a disservice to yourself, it's a disservice to the world. Negativity thrives in small thinking. Negativity feeds on limitations, on the belief that you can't, you won't, or you're not good enough. And the smaller you're thinking, the more room negativity has to grow. When your dreams are small, your mind becomes a breeding ground for fear, doubt, and hesitation. Why? Because small dreams don't challenge those feelings, they reinforce them. When you think small, you stay in your comfort zone. You tell yourself that playing is safe is the smart thing to do. But in reality, playing small doesn't protect you, it traps you. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of second-guessing, procrastination, and low self-esteem. Negative feelings like fear and self-doubt thrive in that space because there's nothing to counteract them. There's no big vision pulling you forward, no larger purpose drowning out the noise of insecurity. Small thinking also makes you hyper-focused on failure. When your goals are limited, every little setback feels like a monumental loss. You start to see challenges as signs that you should quit instead of opportunities to grow. Your mind becomes preoccupied with all the reasons why something won't work. And that negative energy paralyzes you. But when you dream bigger, everything changes. A big dream gives you something positive to focus on, something so compelling that it drowns out the negativity. It shifts your mindset from what if I fail to how can I succeed. It forces you to think beyond your current circumstances, to see the possibilities instead of the limitations. Dreaming big also makes negativity feel insignificant. When your vision is massive, you stop sweating the small stuff. A bad day doesn't derail you because you're too focused on the bigger picture. That argument, that rejection, that failure, it all becomes noise compared to the magnitude of what you're working toward. And here's the true: small thinking makes negativity feel permanent. But big thinking shows you that it's temporary. When you have a big dream, you start to understand that setbacks are just stepping stones. They're not the end of the road, they're part of the journey. That perspective alone can silence a lot of the negative feelings that try to hold you back. Negativity loves small thinking because it keeps you focused on what's missing, what's wrong, and what's hard. But when you dream bigger, you flip the script. You start focusing on what's possible, what's exciting, and what's worth fighting for. You give yourself a reason to push through the tough times, a reason to keep going even when things feel impossible. Small thinking limits your ability to believe in yourself. It tells you that you don't have what it takes, that your circumstances are too difficult, that your dream is out of reach. But dreaming big forces you to challenge those beliefs. It pushes you to ask, why not me? Why not now? It gives you the courage to take risks, to face your fears, and to rise above the negativity that's been holding you back. When your thinking is small, negativity feels like the truth. But when your dream is big, negativity becomes a lie. You start to see it for what it really is: a distraction, a temporary feeling, a voice you don't have to listen to. The bigger your dream, the smaller negativity becomes. It doesn't disappear entirely, but it loses its power because your vision is too strong, your purpose is too clear, and your determination is too fierce to let it win. The power of imagination over fear. Your imagination is one of the most powerful tools you have. It can create entire worlds in your mind, paint vivid pictures of your future, and drive you toward your dreams. But it's a double-edged sword. If you don't control your imagination, it can become your biggest enemy. It can magnify your fears, exaggerate your doubts, and trap you in a cycle of negativity. Think about the last time fear stopped you in your tracks. Maybe you were afraid to take a risk, to step into the unknown, or to pursue something you really wanted. That fear didn't come from reality, it came from your imagination. Your mind started creating scenarios of failure, rejection, or embarrassment, and you believed them. Fear thrives on imagination. It takes your ability to dream and twists it into a nightmare of what could go wrong. But here's the thing: the same imagination that fuels your fear can also fuel your dreams. It's all about what you choose to focus on. When you let your imagination run wild with possibilities instead of limitations, it becomes a weapon against fear. You stop seeing all the reasons why you might fail and start visualizing all the reasons why you can succeed. The beauty of imagination is that it doesn't care about your circumstances. You can be broke, struggling, or starting from nothing, but in your mind, you can already see yourself winning. You can imagine the life you want, the goals you've achieved, and the person you become. And the more clearly you can see it in your mind, the more real it becomes. That vision starts to pull you forward, giving you the strength to push through the fear and negativity that try to hold you back. When you use your imagination to dream big, fear starts to lose its grip. Why? Because fear is rooted in the unknown. It's the what if of uncertainty. But when you visualize your success, you turn the unknown into something familiar. You create a mental roadmap for where you're going, and that roadmap gives you confidence. It tells your brain, I've been here before. I know what this looks like. Imagination also has the power to change how you feel. Negative feelings like fear, doubt, and anxiety are emotional reactions to the stories you're telling yourself. When you change the story, you change the emotion. Instead of imagining everything that could go wrong, you start imagining everything that could go right. And that shift in focus transforms your energy. It takes you from hesitation to determination, from fear to excitement. Fear is a natural part of dreaming big. It's a sign that you're stepping outside your comfort zone. But it doesn't have to control you. Your imagination can overpower it if you let it. You just have to be intentional about where you direct it. Instead of letting fear dictate your vision, you take control. You decide what you see, what you feel, and what you believe. Imagination isn't just about daydreaming, it's about creating a mental blueprint for your life. When you use it to see yourself overcoming challenges, succeeding against the odds, and living out your dreams, you start to believe it's possible. And belief is the antidote to fear. It's the thing that tells you, yes, this will be hard. Yes, there will be obstacles, but I can do this. Every great achievement started in someone's imagination. Every breakthrough, every success, every moment of greatness was first a thought, a vision, a dream. The difference between the people who succeed and the people who don't isn't their circumstances, it's how they use their imagination. It's whether they let it fuel their dreams or their fears. Every setback fuels the comeback. Setbacks are inevitable. No matter how big your dreams are, no matter how hard you work, there will be moments when things don't go as planned. You'll stumble. You'll face rejection. You'll experience failure. And in those moments, it's easy to feel like the world is against you, like maybe your dream was too big after all. But what you need to understand is that setbacks aren't there to stop you, they're to stop you, they're to shape you. Every setback you face is an opportunity. It's a chance to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger than before. When you dream big, the obstacles you encounter will be bigger too, but that's part of the process. A small dream doesn't challenge you enough to teach you resilience, to develop your grit. It's the struggle that makes you stronger, and it's the comeback that defines you. Think about the people who inspire you. Are they the ones who had everything handed to them? Or are they the ones who faced setback after setback, who kept going even when it seemed impossible? Their greatness wasn't born out of ease, it was forged in the fire of adversity. Setbacks aren't a sign that you're on the wrong path, they're a sign that you're pushing boundaries. When you encounter a setback, it's easy to fall into a negative mindset. You might start to question yourself, to wonder if you're good enough or if your dream is realistic. But those thoughts are just noise. They're the whispers of doubt that want to keep you small. And the only way to silence them is to keep moving forward. Every time you rise after a fall, you send a message to yourself, I'm not giving up. I'm stronger than this. Setbacks also reveal your weaknesses, not to discourage you, but to show you where you need to improve. They're like mirrors reflecting the areas of your life that need growth. And that's a gift because you can't fix what you don't see. When you use a setback as a chance to get better, it stops being a failure and starts being a stepping stone. And let's be clear, a comeback doesn't happen by accident. It takes effort. It takes determination. It takes a mindset that refuses to quit. You have to decide that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall, you're going to get back up. That decision made over and over again is what fuels the comeback. Setbacks also build resilience. They teach you how to handle pressure, how to adapt when things don't go your way, and how to stay focused on your vision no matter what. Without setbacks, you never develop the toughness you need to achieve big dreams. They're not detours, they're part of the journey. Every comeback story is fueled by the lessons learned during the setback. The pain, the frustration, the disappointment, it all becomes fuel. It becomes the fire that drives you to keep going, to prove to yourself that you're capable of more. A setback is only a loss if you let it stop you. But if you use it as motivation, it becomes a win. Setbacks also teach you patience. Big dreams don't happen overnight, and the road to success is rarely smooth. It's the setbacks that teach you to trust the process, to keep putting in the work even when progress feels slow. They remind you that success isn't about avoiding failure, it's about persevering through it. When you look at your setbacks through the right lens, they stop being roadblocks and start being building blocks. They become the foundation of your comeback, the evidence that you can handle whatever life throws at you. Setbacks are inevitable, but so is the comeback if you're willing to fight for it. Surround yourself with bigger energy. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. Think about that for a second. The energy, mindset, and habits of those around you don't just influence you, they shape you. If you're surrounded by negativity, by small thinkers, by people who doubt your dreams or settle for less, that energy is going to seep into your mindset. It's going to pull you down, make you question yourself, and shrink your vision. Dreaming big requires big energy. It demands that you surround yourself with people who challenge you, uplift you, and push you to become the best version of yourself. These are the people who see your potential, even when you can't. They remind you of your purpose when negativity tries to take over. They hold you accountable to your goals and call you out when you start playing small. But finding that kind of energy isn't always easy. Sometimes the people closest to you, the ones you've known your whole life, don't share your vision. They don't see the world the way you do, and their negativity can feel like a weight around your ankles. They might not mean to hold you back, but their small thinking can limit you if you let it. That's why you have to be intentional about your circle. Big energy comes from people who are on a mission, who are chasing their own dreams with everything they've got. These are the people who understand what it means to struggle, to face setbacks, to feel fear, and to keep going anyway. When you're around them, their drive becomes contagious. Their passion ignites your own. Surrounding yourself with bigger energy also means seeking out mentors and role models who've already achieved what you're striving for. These people can show you what's possible. They can give you the blueprint for success and help you navigate the challenges you'll face along the way. They remind you that dreaming big isn't just a fantasy, it's a choice, a lifestyle, a commitment to becoming more. But it's not just about who you're around, it's about what you're consuming. The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the content you watch, all of it shapes your mindset. If you're constantly feeding your mind with negativity, with stories of failure, with messages that tell you to play it safe, that's the energy you'll operate from. But if you fill your mind with inspiration, with knowledge, with stories of people who overcame the odds, you'll start to see the world differently. The right energy doesn't just motivate you, it challenges you. It pushes you out of your comfort zone and forces you to level up. When you're surrounded by people who dream bigger, think bigger, and act bigger, you can't help but do the same. Their ambition raises your own. Their belief in you makes it harder to doubt yourself. Their support gives you the strength to keep going, even when negativity tries to pull you back. Bigger energy isn't just about positivity, it's about action. It's about being around people who don't just talk about their dreams, but who are putting in the work to make them happen. Their discipline, their focus, their hustle, it inspires you to match their energy, to show up for your own dreams with the same level of intensity. You can't dream big in a small environment. If the people around you are content with mediocrity, if they settle for less than what they're capable of, that energy will hold you back. But when you surround yourself with bigger energy, you create an environment that supports your growth. You give yourself the tools, the encouragement, and the accountability you need to overcome negativity and keep moving towards your dreams. It's not about cutting people out of your life. It's about choosing to spend your time with those who align with your vision. It's about creating a network of people who inspire you, who challenge you, and who believe in you. Because when your environment is filled with big energy, negativity doesn't stand a chance. Take control of your inner dialogue. The conversations you have with yourself are the most important conversations you'll ever have. Your inner dialogue shapes your perception of the world, your sense of self-worth, and your belief in what's possible. And if you're not intentional about it, that dialogue can turn into a breeding ground for negativity. The voice in your head can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Negative self-talk is sneaky. It starts small, a little doubt here, a little fear there, but over time it grows. It tells you that you're not good enough, that you're not gritty, that you don't have what it takes. It magnifies your failures, makes your challenges feel insurmountable, and keeps you stuck in a loop of hesitation and self-doubt. And the worst part, it feels real. Those negative thoughts feel like facts, even though they're not. But here's the truth, you have the power to control your inner dialogue. You don't have to accept every thought that pops into your head. You can challenge it, rewrite it, and replace it with something better. The first step is awareness. Pay attention to the stories you're telling yourself. Are they empowering or are they holding you back? Are they based on fear or are they rooted in possibility? Taking control of your inner dialogue means becoming intentional about the language you use with yourself. Words are powerful. When you tell yourself, I can't, you reinforce a belief that you're not capable. But when you tell yourself, I can figure this out, you open the door to solutions, creativity, and action. It's not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about framing your thoughts in a way that empowers you to keep moving forward. Your inner dialogue also shapes how you handle failure. Negative self-talk turns every setback into a catastrophe. It convinces you that a single failure defines your worth or your potential. But when you take control of your thoughts, you start to see failure for what it really is, a temporary moment, a lesson, a stepping stone. Instead of beating yourself up, you start asking, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? Positive self-talk isn't about blind optimism, it's about building resilience. It's about creating a mindset that can withstand the ups and downs of chasing a big dream. It's about giving yourself grace when you make mistakes, encouragement when you feel stuck, and confidence when you feel scared. It's about becoming your own biggest supporter instead of your harshest critic. Taking control of your inner dialogue also means letting go of the past. Negative feelings often stem from old wounds, mistakes you made, opportunities you missed, people who hurt you. And if you let those memories replay in your mind, they'll continue to influence your present. But you're not your past. You're not defined by what happened to you or what went wrong. You're defined by what you choose to do next, and that choice starts with how you talk to yourself. Your inner dialogue can either amplify your fears or amplify your faith. It can either focus on all the reasons why something won't work, or it can focus on all the reasons why it might. The choice is yours. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, you have the opportunity to shift your focus. You can choose to dwell on the problem, or you can choose to imagine the solution. And let's be clear, changing your inner dialogue isn't easy. It takes practice, consistency, and a willingness to confront the beliefs you've been carrying for years. But the effort is worth it because the way you talk to yourself sets the tone for your entire life. When your inner dialogue is filled with self-doubt, negativity, and fear, it's nearly impossible to dream big. But when it's filled with confidence, self-belief, and determination, you become unstoppable. Controlling your inner dialogue is like training a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. At first, it might feel awkward or even fake to talk to yourself in a positive way. But over time, those new thoughts become your default. You start to see yourself in a different light. You start to believe in your ability to overcome challenges, to grow from setbacks, and to achieve the dreams you once thought were out of reach. Your inner dialogue is the foundation of your mindset. It's the filter through which you experience the world. If you don't take control of it, negativity will. But when you choose to guide your thoughts, to speak to yourself with kindness and purpose, you create a mental environment where big dreams can thrive.